Welcome to The Explainer. All right, golfers, let's talk about that shot. You know the one. That weak, floating slice that just absolutely kills your drives. Well, today we are digging into a top coach's secret to figure out why it happens and, way more importantly, how you can fix it and maybe, just maybe, do it instantly. So why does this happen? I mean, it drives pretty much every club golfer crazy, right? You step up to the ball, you feel like you put a decent swing on it, and then there it goes again, drifting weakly off to the right. It's a total distance killer and honestly a confidence crusher. But the good news is, the answer is often way simpler than you think. You see, the key to unlocking that powerful straight shot, or even a draw, it all boils down to one of the most misunderstood moves in the entire game of golf, the release. Now, we hear that term all the time, but for the long game, most of us have a completely wrong idea of what it actually is. Okay, let's get into it because this is where so many of us go completely off the rails. We hear a piece of advice from the pros, we try to copy it, and for the average amateur swing, it can be absolute poison. You know, you'll hear top players talking about the feeling of holding the club face square or holding off the release as they swing through the ball. And we, the amateurs, hear that and we try to copy that feeling literally. But this creates a huge conflict between what a pro feels like they're doing and what they are actually doing. And here is that massive disconnect between what they feel and what's real. A pro might feel like they are holding that face square, but you put them on a high-speed camera and you see the complete opposite. Every single top player fully, and I mean fully, releases the club. Their hands and forearms cross over aggressively, and that trail hand becomes dominant, powering right through impact. In that right there, that's the trap we fall into. When we try to mimic that feeling of holding on, all we do is get tense. Our arms get stuck, you get that classic chicken wing look, and we physically block the club face from doing what it's designed to do, square up. And the result? You guessed it, a wide open club face, and that same old weak slice. So, to actually fix this thing, we've got to get really clear on what release even means. Because it isn't just one move. You can think of it as two completely different actions for two different parts of your game. See, around the greens, the release is subtle. It's a little wrist hinge that lets you use the bounce of the club correctly. But for the long game, where that nasty slice lives, it's a whole different animal. It's a powerful, dynamic rotation of your forearms. Its job is to generate speed, and crucially, square that club face at impact. That is the release we need to learn. All right, you ready for the good part? The actual fix. And believe me, this drill is so simple, but it can completely change your understanding of the release in just a few minutes. It's all about letting your body feel the right motion without you having to think about it. It really is this easy. Grab a mid-iron, like an 8 or 9. Take your normal grip. Then, just slide your trail hand, your right hand for a righty, down the shaft a couple of inches, leaving a little gap. That's it. Now just make some smooth, half-speed swings. Don't try to smash it, just feel the motion. You're gonna feel something pretty wild right away. Probably something you've never felt before in your golf swing. But why? What's the magic here? How does this one little change have such a massive effect on what the club does? Well, the magic is just simple physics. By splitting your hands, you dramatically lengthen the lever of your right arm, which makes it way more dominant in the swing. It basically has no choice but to take over. This forces the club head to rotate and square up all by itself through impact, creating this incredible whip effect that gives you effortless speed. So you're not just fixing the slice, you're actually adding distance. All right, so you've done the drill, you've felt that new sensation, but how do we take that feeling from the practice range to the actual golf course? That's the key, right? It's about making this a real integrated part of your swing. Now listen up, because this is probably the most important part of the whole thing. As you start to feel this powerful arm rotation, you absolutely cannot forget to turn your body. The release is a team effort between your arms and your body. If you stop turning your hips and chest and only release your arms, you're just going to trade that slice for a nasty hook. You have to keep turning all the way through the shot. And one last super important detail for taking this to your driver. With an iron, the club head's pretty heavy, right? It kind of wants to release for you. It gives you some help. But your driver is so lightweight, it gives you zero help at all. That means with the big stick, you have to be more active, more intentional with your release. You almost have to feel like you're exaggerating it. And look, this isn't just some theory, it's a proven fix. The coach behind this drill says it can be a complete game changer, especially for golfers who've been fighting a slice for years. He says, and I quote, This will change their games. People who have sliced for years could potentially pretty instantly stop slicing it. I mean, how awesome is that? So let me leave you with this final thought. For anyone who's been a lifelong slicer, maybe the goal shouldn't be to just hit the ball straight. Maybe the real goal should be to feel that release so much that you actually hit a few hooks. Because the moment you see that ball turn over from right to left, that's when you'll know you finally unlocked the secret. So, are you ready to go try and hook it?